What is going on, beautiful people? I am here with a very special Karina today.
Hi.
And really quick, guys, this is what I want you guys to understand. You never know who you're going to meet, when you're going to meet, what their story is, or anything like that. And the funny thing about it, shout out to my man Arturo, my property management go-to. Me and him were at our quote-unquote office, like we always like to call it, in Starbucks. And Karina was sitting there with her amazing daughter, right? So we were just sitting there, and Scarlett, came over and was just talking to us
and offering you her coffee.
Offering us coffee, and then we got into an amazing conversation. Thanks to Scarlett. When you see this when you're older, thank you. We got to hear about your story, your cause that you're starting, and I thought it was super important. You have a powerful story, and you have a very amazing cause that I would love to do what I can to support. So let's jump right into it, Karina. Just tell us about your story. Tell us about the cause and everything like that.
Well, my story is. For a couple years, I was in a very heavy domestic violence situation. Like most people, I thought I was in love. I thought it was going to be a cakewalk. And I ignored red flags. I ignored every incident that happened to me. And slowly, like a snowball effect almost, it just got worse and worse. And I was trapped. I was pregnant with my daughter, Scarlett. And everywhere I was reaching out, it just felt like it was being deadlocked. And then finally, after it was almost 2 years of domestic violence, I said enough is enough. I'd almost lost my life. The big wake-up call for me was he strangled me, and I had the blood vessels broken in my face from not being able to breathe. And my then friend, now fiance, was just like, okay, well, you're getting out. We're getting out. And a friend at the time, everybody was just like, and it all happened so fast. And I got out, and I made some mistakes along the way, hence the name Pretty Difficult. I made some mistakes along the way with my healing. I made mistakes along the way with allowing him to still have access into my life, which now I know is very normal for most abuse victims, but Pretty Difficult got its name because the path to healing, digging your feet back in, everything you do to get to where you need to get after you leave certain situations or anything really bad in your life, it's a pretty difficult path. So that being said, that inspired the name. But then I remember talking to many women that are in domestic violence shelters. I remember hearing how, certain supplies are low, or, I don't want to go to a shelter because I have no way to get to and from work. What if I can't get this basic need? Or what if I can leave, but I'm staying at a hotel, but I have no way to provide food. I have no way to get clothes. I have no way to do this, that, every reason under the sun, which are all very scary reasons when you're trying to get out. And then on top of that, there's this emotional bond, and trauma that it's also now I know called trauma bonding. So all that already makes it hard. Now you're starting to think of the logistics of it. So as a woman, I thought about how many purses I have laying around. Which a lot of women have purses in their house that they're like, oh, I don't really use that one. It's there. So I started thinking what if we started filling these purses with things that women need. Food vouchers, vouchers from churches like community closets to go get clothes, gift cards for Walmart, Target so they can get food, clothes, bus passes so they can get to and from work, daycare. I started thinking, or even gift cards from places like Arby's, things so they can just get basic meals. I started thinking about what good could all these things, feminine products, diaper bags full of baby stuff. What if we fill these bags that we don't use, because I also as a mom have multiple diaper bags I don't use as well. What if we start filling these things with the things that these women, these children need that what's it going to hurt us in this time of giving, especially to do. And it's something I've wanted to do for a while, and I've put it off and I've put it off and I've put it off, and then
until Scarlett came and she was like, Mom, you need to meet them.
Mom, milk.
Yep.
Milk. And then, you know, and my fiance being a very big driving force has been on me to do, like, pretty difficult. It's been a dream, and he's a huge driving force. He's a Marine, so he's like, God, do it. Do it. Do it. And I'm always like, well, this excuse, that excuse. And then I started, when we met, really starting to think about how can I make it happen. But of course I started making excuses. And then you happened, and Arturo happened, and I was like, oh, okay, well, can't really back out now. And now I've started reaching out to churches, reaching out to, like, friends. I've gotten my Facebook launched, my Instagram launched for it. And I've really started, like, digging into, like, starting to build content for, you know, the motivational speaking and things to also bring awareness to the purse drive, everything. Like, I've gone to churches, and so the number of people that are actually actively want to do this, I was like, oh. In my mind, this was just an itty-bitty idea. Like, we already have 50 purses, and I was thinking, oh, only 100 purses will be my goal. And now we already have 50. My fiance is like, maybe you should just
inch it up a little bit.
A little bit higher. The people that are going to want to help. And I'm like, okay. So, and then here we are today, now that it's actually getting into fruition, thanks to my daughter and me sitting there and just being like, hello.
Yep. Perfect. So, with the purse drive, right? So you're looking to, you know, kind of get some essentials. You know, like you said, feminine products, bus passes, and everything.
Food gift cards for Walmart. People that help with, like, church stuff. I know a lot of them have, like, emergency food closets and pantries, and then actual like emergency clothing closets, like vouchers for, hey, come here, we'll get you clothes. You don't have to take. Because I remember thinking, like, oh my God, what clothes should I take? What should I leave? What's this? And most of the time, like, another thing is why the bus passes or Uber, like, vouchers, things like that could come in handy, is because then now they can get transportation to go to these places to get what they need. It's just, it may not seem like a lot to some people, but in all actuality, what you're doing and what you're giving, those minor stepping stones are the stepping stones towards freedom for these people. Like, it's stepping stones towards being able to get a job, get to work, take your kids to school. There's so many, like, the little things that, and they really do matter. For me, the little things allowed me to make excuses to stay longer. And so many of these shelters, these churches, these places, these havens that take women in, they have supplies, but of course they can always use more. And of course, you know, the families are going to start coming in during Christmas too, leaving. Why not give them something? Like, it's just, in my mind, it's a small giving that someone will be grateful for, especially during the holidays, which it's already really extremely hard to do what you're doing. It takes a tremendous amount of strength to even start to make the steps. However long your path is to get there, you're helping these people in more ways than you realize by doing this. And it's something I wish I would have had available to me. Because I made excuses, lots of excuses. I had a billion excuses for why I couldn't leave, why I couldn't reach out for help. And in the end, they were just excuses. So I feel like the more as people we give and help with these resources and help with these things and stop the stigma of it, the more that there's a flashlight shined on it, the less it will happen. The statistics about what happened to people it's uncanny. Like, over 70% of women that go through domestic violence situations, if there is an incident where they don't make it out, they don't make it out because of their spouse. And a lot of them, and I've talked to so many women and men and everybody in between with, why didn't you leave? To try and understand also my reasoning for leaving. It's not just, oh, why didn't you leave? I was trying to understand my reasoning behind it too, which it's hard for me. And again, I made a lot of difficult choices, not all of them correct in it. And with that, I was able to discover so many of them said they didn't leave because of resources, or places, they were worried places didn't have resources. So for me, I can help these places have resources, so I can help one less person stay in a situation that they shouldn't be in.
Right.
So it's something that's a very big leading cause for me, big motivator. And I'm hoping now that this is going, that this is something I can do yearly for people. And I'm hoping for a lot more things to come.
Yes,
Pretty difficult.
it will.
But this is the first stepping stone, I feel, for me being able to give back to the community and give back and give these people hope for getting out.
Good.
And Thanksgiving is the time frame, because we're wanting to run it from this month, and then Thanksgiving being the cutoff.
Right.
It's the time when you're supposed to be giving thanks.
Right.
And what better way than to be giving thanks and being grateful for things than to help share what you can.
Right.
Because you can go to the Dollar Tree and get a thing of toothbrushes.
Yeah.
So it's something simple, but it will mean a world of difference to someone else.
Right.
So with that being said, it's finally happening. My fiance's been on me, just keep it going, keep your head in the game. Every time I wanted to make excuses, he's
nope,
just,
we're not having it.
he's a no excuse type person.
Yeah.
So I love it about him, and
Good too.
and he's been probably my biggest godsend in my healing and in my going forward with Pretty Difficult, because I was completely alone.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, and I didn't realize at the time how much that man was in my corner.
Yeah.
And now he is. So and I see it, and he keeps me motivated and going. So now with it, I'm not going to stop until I get those 1,000 persons.
Oh, it's 1,000.
It's
Yes.
1,000 now.
So people, listen. This is the goal. Donate the purses that you guys aren't using. Women, I know you guys have a plethora of purses. You could just give us one. Just give us one purse. Two, if you don't mind.
A diaper bag.
A diaper bag or anything like that. But like you said, our goal is now from 100 to 1,000, which is amazing.
Because we hit 50
already.
Because of Arturo, like that.
Yes. So that is the goal. Where can they send you the purses? Where can they drop these things and supplies off?
They can always reach out to me at Pretty Difficult, and we will be setting up a donation center, probably A, at one of the churches, but B, there's going to be a safe location for everything, which obviously I'm not going to disclose that because there are some not great people.
Right.
But right now, all the stuff will be staying in a very secured location, and then my goal is once we reach what we're trying to reach by Thanksgiving, I will be taking it to the chosen domestic violence shelter and giving it on, it's going to be Black Friday.
Yeah.
And then, so the best place will be Instagram. You can reach out to me, which is Pretty Difficult, but there's an underscore between pretty and difficult.
Yes.
And then on Facebook, you can reach out to me on Pretty Difficult. I respond like this.
Yes.
And there's always, and I'm going to be through this coming month having locations through Orlando set up to where you can bring stuff.
Perfect.
One of my friends' offices is agreeing to be a drop-off center as well.
Good
and
deal.
A local Starbucks, because I used to be a barista there.
Yeah, good deal. That's where we met, Starbucks, so it's all full circle.
Yes, it's going to be a donation center as well. And I'm working to set up several other donation centers throughout Orlando. And I know I have some friends that are wanting to donate from out of state. So it's like, I'm going to have you guys send this to me.
Yes.
So, and then everything's I'll probably be doing pickups once a week at locations so I can take the stuff to the secured location. Because 1,000 purses, I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
We had someone graciously agree to have their area as a
safe haven.
Hide the goodies for the mommies
Good
and
deal.
the children and stuff like that at the shelter. So
Good. So Karina, all of her information is going to be in the description and the comment section below for you guys. What a cause, what a story. Like I said, we just randomly met at Starbucks, and I was just like, hey, let me do what I can do, because I'm all about people, empowering themselves and, creating something in an environment that is needed.
And that's what Pretty Difficult is all about, empowering people and being, someone on the rise and just pretty much kind of like a phoenix coming up from the ashes.
I love it. So you guys support where you can. Reach out to Karina. The cause, follow, like, share, all of that good stuff. All right, Karina, thank you so much for coming on and looking forward for it. Perfect.